It was Fiona's first television drama. My friend Fiona Samuel had written it, and it was really nice to be in something with a whole lot of women. I really enjoyed learning to march, and I really enjoyed the experience of being on set. Things were shot a lot more slowly then, and so it was quite interesting to watch the process of it being made. And it's something I've kind of absorbed in a way, and I now understand much more what it's like to be an actor and to work on the things that I now write for other people. I think at the time that Shortland Street came on in 1992, there had been a gap in drama after the death of the in-house drama department. So there'd only been patchy things on the television, and I think that people were quite unused to hearing New Zealand accents, and also because it had quite a lot of young people in it. I think it was the first time that some people had actually heard genuine Kiwi accents on the telly. We're talking early days, really, before the rise of reality television. So a lot of the people who were on TV were relatively middle class and newsreader voices. So people going, "Kia ora, it's Shortland Street." People were not used to hearing this, what people really sounded like. I think it was quite a shock to people. But it also was a validation for people. People always used to pretend that they didn't watch it. I used to find that very funny. You'd go out and meet some people, and then they would say, I'd say I work on Shortland Street, and they go, "Oh, I never watch it." And then they'd proceed to discuss the plot lines in depth. And so it wasn't cool to watch it, but people still did watch it. We just had the best cast. They were so fantastic. We were shooting on film. We had really good directors. We were very well resourced, actually, and we worked really hard to make it good. It was also quite subtle, and we wanted to make it for grown-ups. I mean, Shortland Street, fast turnaround. I'm not saying it's dumb, but you're working at a certain level, whereas we actually wanted to make Mercy Peak more complex, and people liked that about it, and we had a great time writing it. I felt that the network did not have the love for it, which depressed me a bit. But I also thought about what I was doing wrong in terms of attracting an audience, and that even in the second year of Mercy Peak, I'd already thought, right, if I get to do another show, it will be in your face, and I'm going to make it so rude and loud that no one will be able to ignore it. In the third season of Mercy Peak, we knew it would be the last. By then I was over my depression and thought, oh, bugger it, this is the best job in the world. I don't care what the network think. I'm going to do some extreme things in this series. I'm going to make it even better, and we, the writers, are going to enjoy ourselves, and we did. And the third series was actually rated really well on Friday night. And we had a very loyal audience who really loved it. The apocryphal story is me in the shower, hearing that the median income for women is $14,000 a year, and I thought, ooh, why don't more people turn to crime? And that all these things kind of came together in a sort of upside-down morality tale and a family story about a woman who tries to make her family go straight. But the idea of it was that it would be large and comedic and not take itself too seriously, because I didn't want the audience to feel scared of it. I also wanted it to be rude enough and outrageous enough that people would have to watch it, and talk about it. I really wanted to bust through that kind of cultural cringe where people didn't feel like they had to watch New Zealand drama because it was good for you, but just because it was going to be fun. Because it shows a side of New Zealand that people recognise and yet is not our general character. New Zealanders tend to be sort of smug, polite, defensive, all those things, and the West are none of those things. And I think people enjoy seeing themselves in that way. Or they go, oh, that's a lot like someone I know, but not like me. But they can laugh and enjoy it because it's sort of familiar to them in a way. And I think the myth of these loud, ballsy, rude, loving, passionate people is something that people enjoy. It's entertaining. And I think also it operates on two levels. You can just watch it for the funny stuff and the big outrageous stories, and then there is a kind of satirical level going on at the same time where we've managed to talk about all kinds of things going on in New Zealand society, and other people kind of like that intellectual level that's also there running through it. Gavin and I had been mulling some ideas about kindness and why we wanted the world to be kinder. We thought about writing a film and we knew that no one would want to watch it. And I wanted to do something that was kind of about hopes and dreams and kind of borrowed from reality show mode to do something, to give 3 ordinary chicks a quest. The other part of the idea is that I really like Sex and the City, and I wondered what it would be like if you tried to do that show in New Zealand, and I realised you couldn't, because I mean New York is a character, and partly that glamour and that kind of fiction is really important to the show. But there was something comedically appealing about putting it in that sort of idea in a very ordinary world. And that show's narrated, a lot of shows are narrated. And Gavin thought it would be really fun to have a male narrator for a change, because most TV shows at the moment are narrated by smug American women who know everything. And so to have a Kiwi bloke who doesn't know everything, it kind of turns that Sex and the City thing on its head. So it's a show about friendship and hopes and dreams, and it's a North Shore fairy tale. I was very nervous about Go Girls going on air, because it's very light and frothy and warm, and I thought the audience might dislike it because it's not outrageous fortune, and you know, lightning doesn't strike in the same place twice. What I love about it particularly is it's, I didn't intend it to be, we didn't intend it to be, but it's kind of become a family show that multi-generations can watch together. So, you know, yeah. I mean, I sit down with my sons and I find it really ironic that A Legend of the Seeker is on and they're teenage boys and they should probably prefer Legend of the Seeker, but actually they love Go Girls much more. It's probably the hardest show I've ever worked on. Gavin did most of the work on it, and it was very taxing for both of us, brain strain wise. It's very plotty, and we wanted it to deliver secrets and mystery, and we wanted to make sure that there was something to be delivered at each level, which meant a lot of thinking work had to go on about what was really going on in Waimoana. This is a paranoid thriller, and so really the pauses are important, and we actually thought it was important to kind of slow things down so that the audience has a chance to watch and try and read what's going on and who's telling the truth, because that's all really important to it. It's about who you are if you're not your memories, and how you can come to terms with things. What I also think about it's about, again, sympathy. I mean, Alec wakes up not knowing his wife and his family and thinking they're not him. He's actually not married to them. He maybe isn't the parent of these children. And yet his voyage of discovery is about finding out about them, and that his wife, even though she can be annoying, is not a horrible person, and it's a kind of journey of understanding on one level. Writers didn't used to be involved in casting, and now I make it my business, and it's very important to me to be involved in the casting of the shows that I work on, because I think the writers know the characters better than anyone else. And I'm really happy for other people to be involved in that process, but it's really important to me not to be excluded from it, because I think that's what's improved the shows markedly over the years, is having the right cast and having the actor and the character mesh together, and that's just so important. It's a great job, and it's a real privilege to be allowed to tell stories to people. So I think the main thing now that I'm older and wiser is I just mostly feel grateful that I've had the opportunity and that I've continued to have it, and I feel like I've learnt with each show some valuable lessons.